True connection begins with self-awareness. Write that in the comments below to remind yourself and others, because everything meaningful in life starts within. Today, we're diving into a topic that bridges timeless Stoic wisdom and modern human connection. The title may catch your attention, 10 Signs a Woman is Secretly Attracted to You, but this isn't your typical surface-level discussion. Instead, we're taking a deeper dive into what attraction really means, how it manifests, and how understanding it can help you grow into the best version of yourself. Let's start with an essential truth. Attraction, at its core, is about resonance. It's not just about chemistry or body language. It's the alignment of energy, values, and authenticity. When someone is drawn to you, it's not just because of how you look or what you say, but because of the person you are, how you carry yourself, how you treat others, and the peace you bring into a room. This is where Stoicism provides profound insights. The Stoics believe that our outer experiences are shaped by our inner state. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." In other words, your internal world shapes the connections you form. But before we explore the signs of attraction, let's address a common mistake: seeking validation from others. Many people fall into the trap of trying to decode every glance, every smile, every word, hoping to find proof that someone is interested in them. This mindset is reactive. It places your sense of worth in someone else's hands. The Stoics teach us to avoid this by focusing on what lies within our control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This principle applies to relationships as well. True confidence comes from knowing your worth, not from needing others to confirm it. When a woman is secretly attracted to you, the signs may be subtle. She might lean in during a conversation, laugh at your jokes, or find small ways to spend time with you. But here's the thing, you won't notice these signs if you're not paying attention. And I don't mean obsessively analyzing her every move. I mean being present. Presence is one of the most attractive qualities you can cultivate. When you're fully engaged in the moment, you radiate an energy that people are drawn to. Think of it this way. Have you ever met someone whose presence made you feel seen, heard, and understood? That's the power of mindfulness. When you practice being fully present, whether in a conversation, a shared activity, or even a moment of silence, you create the space for genuine connection to flourish. This is why Stoicism places such a strong emphasis on mindfulness. Seneca said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." Attraction isn't just about being noticed, it's about creating a sense of safety and connection. Here's another layer to this discussion: authenticity. One of the clearest signs of attraction is when someone feels comfortable being themselves around you. This doesn't happen by accident. It's a response to your authenticity. When you live in alignment with your values, when you show up as your true self, you invite others to do the same. And here's the best part. Authenticity is magnetic. You don't have to chase people or convince them to like you. When you're authentic, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. Let me share a personal story to illustrate this. Years ago, I was introduced to someone at a small gathering. She was warm, engaging, and seemed genuinely interested in our conversation. Over time, I noticed subtle signs of her attraction. She would remember details from our talks, find reasons to be nearby, and seek my opinion on things that mattered to her. But instead of rushing to interpret her actions, I stayed grounded, practicing the Stoic principle of apatheia, calm detachment. I allowed the connection to unfold naturally without forcing it or overanalyzing it. In the end, the bond we formed was built on mutual respect and authenticity, not on assumptions or expectations. This brings us to another key point: patience. In a world of instant gratification, patience is a rare and valuable trait. Attraction, like trust, takes time to grow. It's not always immediate or obvious. Sometimes it reveals itself in small, quiet moments, a lingering glance, a shared laugh, or a thoughtful gesture. The Stoics understood the power of patience. Seneca wrote, "Time discovers truth." When you're patient, you give relationships the space they need to develop organically. Now let's talk about vulnerability. One of the most profound ways a woman might show her attraction is by opening up to you. She might share a personal story, ask for your advice, or reveal a part of herself that she doesn't share with everyone. These moments of vulnerability are precious. They require courage on her part and sensitivity on yours. How you respond to someone's vulnerability says a lot about your character. Do you listen with empathy? Do you create a safe space for her to express herself? These are the qualities that deepen connection and build trust. But here's an important reminder. Attraction is not a performance. It's not about trying to impress someone or win their approval. The Stoics teach us to focus on our own growth and let go of external outcomes. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This means living your values every day, not to gain recognition, but because it's the right thing to do. When you live authentically, you don't need to chase attention. You become the kind of person who naturally inspires it. This leads us to a deeper question. What kind of energy are you putting out into the world? Are you living in alignment with your values? Are you showing up as your best self in every interaction? These questions matter more than any external signs of attraction. When you cultivate self-awareness, authenticity, and mindfulness, you naturally attract people who resonate with your energy. And here's the most important takeaway. Your worth is not defined by how others feel about you. The Stoics remind us that our value comes from within. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." When you embrace your true self, you don't need to seek validation. You become the kind of person who inspires it. Attraction is often misunderstood as something external, something we achieve by following certain rules, saying the right things, or behaving in a way that impresses others. But the truth is, attraction begins long before you ever meet another person. It starts with your relationship with yourself. Consider this. When you're alone with your thoughts, are you at peace, or are you restless? Are you content with who you are, or do you feel like something's missing? These questions matter because how you feel about yourself will inevitably influence how others see you. This is a lesson I learned the hard way. There was a time in my life when I was constantly seeking external validation. I wanted people to like me, to approve of me, to tell me I was enough. And for a while, I thought I could achieve this by trying to be what I thought others wanted me to be. But no matter how hard I tried, it never felt like enough. That's when I turned to Stoicism and began to understand the importance of self-awareness and self-acceptance. Epictetus said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." This simple truth changed everything for me. Instead of trying to fit into someone else's idea of what I should be, I started focusing on becoming the person I wanted to be. I worked on my character, my values, and my mindset. I learned to find fulfillment in the things I could control, my thoughts, my actions, and my perspective. And as I grew more confident and content within myself, I noticed something remarkable. The way people responded to me began to change. This brings us to a key insight about attraction. It's not about trying to be someone you're not. It's about becoming the best version of yourself and letting that shine through in everything you do. When you're authentic and self-assured, you create a natural magnetism that draws people toward you. Not because you're trying to impress them, but because you're simply being yourself. Now, let's talk about energy. Have you ever been in a room with someone whose energy was so uplifting, so positive, that it seemed to light up the entire space? That's the kind of energy that's truly attractive. And the best part is, you don't have to be born with it. You can cultivate it. One of the most effective ways to do this is by practicing gratitude. The Stoics believed in the power of gratitude as a tool for cultivating a positive mindset. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, and this shift in perspective can transform your energy. When you approach life with a sense of appreciation and wonder, you radiate a warmth and positivity that others can't help but be drawn to. Of course, attraction isn't just about energy, it's also about connection. And one of the most powerful ways to build a connection with someone is through active listening. In today's fast-paced world, genuine listening is a rare and precious skill. Most people are so focused on what they're going to say next that they forget to truly hear the other person. But when you take the time to listen, not just to the words, but to the emotions and intentions behind them, you create a space where trust and intimacy can grow. Seneca said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This is a principle that applies not only to relationships, but to life in general. When you listen with curiosity and empathy, you show the other person that they matter. And when someone feels truly seen and heard, they're more likely to be drawn to you on a deeper level. But let's not forget the importance of boundaries. Attraction is a two-way street, and it's essential to know your own limits and communicate them clearly. The Stoics emphasize the importance of self-respect and integrity in all aspects of life, including relationships. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This means knowing your worth and refusing to compromise your values for the sake of approval or acceptance. Setting boundaries doesn't mean being rigid or unapproachable, it means being clear about what you stand for and what you won't tolerate. When you respect yourself, others are more likely to respect you as well. And when a woman sees that you have the courage to stand by your principles, she'll be more likely to admire and trust you. Another important aspect of attraction is resilience. Life is full of challenges, and how you handle them says a lot about your character. The Stoics believed that adversity is an opportunity for growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When you face difficulties with courage and grace, you demonstrate a strength of character that is deeply attractive. Let me share another story to illustrate this. A few years ago, I went through a particularly challenging period in my life. Everything seemed to be falling apart, and I felt like I was losing control. But instead of giving in to despair, I chose to focus on what I could learn from the experience. I practiced gratitude for the small victories, sought wisdom in the writings of the Stoics, and reminded myself that every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. During this time, I met someone who later told me that what drew her to me was not my achievements or my appearance, but the way I handled myself during that difficult period. She saw my resilience and admired my ability to stay grounded and optimistic even in the face of adversity. This experience taught me an invaluable lesson. True attraction isn't about perfection, it's about how you show up in the face of imperfection. As we approach the end of this reflection, let's circle back to where we started. Self-awareness. Everything begins and ends with it. True connection, true attraction, and true relationships all start with knowing yourself. When you invest in your own growth, when you live with intention and authenticity, you create the foundation for meaningful connections. Thank you for taking this journey with me today. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe for more insights like these. And don't forget to comment below. True connection begins with self-awareness. Stay grounded, stay mindful, and remember that the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one with yourself. Until next time, take care.